Hi Greg, hello Manuel. Hi Kim. Hi MSB. Hello Mr. Lax, Gaurav, Toby Yogi. Hi Paul. SJ, no idea. San Jose, California. Because Mr. Lax says I'm from there. Only the money. We'll try to answer Greg. Hello everyone, let's get started. No plans for today, I'm just yours. I do not give financial advice, I have no financial interests, and I don't have sponsored links on my videos. And I don't want no donations, please. I have to repeat it. I said that many times in the past. During live stream, we do not talk about price or when moon, because honestly, I don't know. I just think it'll be soon, when moon, and if high value payments are to go through the system via XRP, we will need 4 digits. Genau. So much for that. The only actually news I do have is I was fighting with myself a little bit in the past few weeks. And the reason is this new platform Cinnamon, where you can put videos. If you have a coil account, you can watch those videos because you have to pay for them. And because I have no financial interests, this contradicts somehow. Because on one hand I don't want no money, even though I admit it's nice to see that some money is coming in, but I actually literally don't need it. I have then been asking on Twitter about my conflict, because on one hand I really would like to help that Cinnamon video platform grow by providing content. And on the other hand, as I just said, I don't have no financial interests. And then actually a guy responded I could donate the money I earn via Coil, via Cinnamon. And that's what I most likely will be doing if I will be making quite some XRP, pending it'll have a high value in the future. However, because I also receive once in a while XRP tipbot tips, it's basically not so easy to see which amounts come in from. Actually, I think it is, because the coil ILP coil, I think, is separated. Forget what I just said. Hello everyone, I'm all yours for questions. There was one question from Greg. I need to go to. Okay. How I think XRP will play a role in this upcoming economic stock market collapse. I have talked about that in other live streams as well already. I do think, well, stock markets I'm actually not so bothered, but many other things like banks kind of collapsing, like liquidity crashes and stuff. In this respect, I think XRP could actually be the savior for these things. So I hope Greg will see my answer, or hear or watch my answer to his question. Now let's go on. Vicken, so could it be that never high payments could go through XRP? Vicken, I don't think so, because the vision of Ripple is internet of value and not internet of small value. Of value basically implies that any kind of value should go through the system. ILP, the big picture, all the money. The idea of that is actually that in 5 years or so, basically the whole world will be connected via ILP in one or the other way. There still may exist some current real-time payment systems, RTGS systems, but they amongst each other 100% will be connected via ILP, because that's basically what ILP is. It connects networks of value, inter-ledger protocol, or it's basically the same what IP did for the Internet of Information. It let separated networks of information be connected with one and each other. So no, I do not think never high payments go through. I actually really believe that this was the target from the beginning. Did I miss the song? Yes, Timmy, you missed the song, but you can go back live. SBIVC live, I didn't check these days the coin listing news sites, but pending from no action on the price. I mean, come on, when we have like hundreds of thousands or millions of new customers buying XRP, even if just everyone buys little XRP, like 1,000 or 5,000 or so, it'll have a huge effect on price. I'm more or less immediately expecting quite a boost. With a bit of luck, actually, we might even see a new all-time high. Okay, that was it. Okay, goodbye. No more questions. No questions today. Unbelievable. I mean, okay, then let me talk about some comments I received from some a bit closer followers of mine. Let's call them like that. They have been actually asking me if I am a bit what was the term, like if I lost my confidence in the 4 digits for end of year, because I haven't been talking about that so much anymore. And no, I didn't. I still think that it's very much possible that we will see this year high value payments going through the system, and then we will reach 4 digits. But what those people contacting me regarding that actually perceived properly is that in the past 10 days or so I have gotten a bit more quiet on Twitter, as example. I'm just sick of all the stupid quantum theories and stuff, and I mean, I cannot bear it anymore. T-Ball R3 and their dispute with Ripple, that's been settled about a year ago. I don't know why that still should have an influence. Moorish King has an interesting question. How long I think Pact will take to launch XRP futures and stuff. Honestly, I don't know. I think because US is it's such a critical issue that the XRP is deemed a not or non-security. That all depends a little bit on this verdict, so to speak, and if it's really deemed a non-security, then I think it can go pretty fast. Miko Gold, that's not the digits, that's the heat of the digits. That's how you have to understand it. That's an insider between me and Butterfly Trader. I see the pace of Ripple partnerships picking up, and I believe in 4 digits, but I'm thinking 2021. Well, Alex Jefferson, I have explained that in many of my videos. With 5% of Swift market share of Swift's market share, I'm pretty sure we will already see 4 digits, and it'll be not just above 1,000, it'll be closer to 3,000, I'm assuming. And I mean, if all those connected dots, not all, if just some of those connected dots from my most admired researcher in the community, Darren Moore, if just a few of them come true, then we will see easy 10% of the market share of Swift, which will be like 500 billion a day in transactions. Maybe not everything will come from like will be grabbed out of Swift's piece of the cake, but it could well be. I mean, we know SBI is planning to go kind of all in on foreign exchange trades, and foreign exchange trades alone worldwide it have about the same daily amount as SWIFT transacts, about 5 trillion. And Japan has about 20% of those foreign exchange rates, and you can be sure that SBI covers like the lion's share of those. So even if, let's say, SBI will only cover, I don't know, 10% of those foreign exchange rates through XRP, we will, I mean, then like 2 or 3% of the SWIFT volume would already be more than enough to come as a total to those 500 billion. I mean, I literally have no doubts about that. Exactly, butterfly trader, 4 digits. How do you see the price? Well, actually, that's basically what I said. We don't talk about price or moon. The only thing I say, as soon as we start seeing high value payments going through the system, we see 4 digits. It's not digits, it's the heat of the digits, or height. And I think the system is ready. I mean, I've been talking, I don't remember, sorry, if I've been talking about that in the last English live stream or in the last German, or maybe in both live streams. I mean, I was 100% convinced that the system was kind of ready last year, end of last year already. Yet nothing happened. And basically no one knows why nothing happened. And this is a bit, I don't know, interesting thing, because no one really knows what's going on. It could be that China is the problem. I mean, a worldwide global liquidity system needs to have balances on the whole globe. And if there is a huge part of that globe missing, the liquidity will kind of sum up in other parts of the world, which is not basically what one wants. One wants to have the liquidity flowing around the world, basically. And maybe it's China. From China we didn't hear anything regarding XRP and RippleNet. We do know that Lian Pay is partnered with Ripple. There are some connected dots that maybe Alipay is connected via, I think it's called WorldPay, some connection via Visa or MasterCard. Another thing could be that there is some, I really don't know, some other delay coming from the US somehow. I mean, why did the US or SEC declare Bitcoin and Ethereum a non-security last year? They could have done easily the same for XRP, and now it's a year later and still no decision on that. And for me that's kind of suspicious. I mean, 100% they know it is or it isn't a security. So why is it not being put forward so that literally everyone, maybe there is something which prevents the system from starting. I mean, recently there have been these rumors about pre-allocation of Escrow, XRP and Escrow, due to the fact that if XRP goes to 4 digits, that Ripple would become too powerful a company basically for the whole world. And maybe that delay is hold up through that they're negotiating with BIS, with World Bank, with the MATE, with the G7, I don't know, with IMF, how they're gonna handle escrow in the future. I mean, right now everyone believes that, let's say, XRP has $1,000 value price, that Ripple will also in the future sell its escrow at that price. But I mean, they can still sell at 50 cents if they want. And maybe this deal somehow they have to do with, I don't know, whomever, might take longer. I mean, we're talking literally billions of potential winnings distributed for kind of doing nothing, just participating in the system. I really don't know. I just think the system as such is ready, and it must be something quite complicated which holds the whole thing up. But from the technical perspective, 100% we're ready. So let me go through the further questions. Now I scrolled down too much. Okay. Günther Blum, SBI is not live yet. I don't think so. I have explained it before. I think as soon as we see SBI going live, that the volume will at least double to what we see today. China announced to start with its own digital currency. Could this be the explanation for the hesitation of the banks? I don't think so, Butterfly Trader. It'll be CBDC, central bank digital coin, if they're gonna go down that road. It'll not be a bridge asset as XRP is, and also with, even if all countries worldwide would have their CBDCs, there still would need to be a bridge asset, because basically you still, I mean, the whole idea, someone wrote it quite nicely recently. I think it was even Alex Cobb in a tweet, because the main thing which makes this idea of a bridge asset, so like XRP, so interesting is that there is basically no counterparty risk, or no, XRP can take any value, and because it's just a bridge asset and not paired or packed or backed or whatever, it literally has no risk, because if that system, once it's working, it'll be hard to stop it from working. It'll be, I don't know, I have no example how I could, I mean, basically about 1.5 years ago, the guys from Ripple always said, basically they use different words. They try to lubrify the current payment systems worldwide, because it's not greased. I don't know how it's called properly in the proper technical term. And as soon as you put enough grease in the machine, it'll start running at way higher RPMs. Veteran UK in 3 months, no chance. You're aware of the fact that I believe that 4 digits can happen within an hour or so. We do not need to have 3 months. So even if they decide on 20th December and we're still at 25 cents, I still believe it could happen this year. Butterfly, what do you mean CBDs are being... I don't think Bart Jans that the 50 billion goes to IMF. I explained that in my live streams last week, why I literally cannot believe that this will happen. I just give a quick summary on that. Either they say, I mean, in your example, it'll be basically 100% of escrow will go to IMF. Imagine XRP going to $1,000. That'll be 50 trillion. Am I correct? 50 billion, 50 trillion. IMF is today a 1 trillion company or institution. I literally don't see Simon Adams, the guy from the Love for Crypto Telegram group. He, for quite some long time, until I got fed up with other users in that Telegram group, he is basically one of the few people who actually understand what's going on worldwide. And he tweeted recently that we should stop with this stupid IMF thing. IMF is basically just kind of a last resort if everything else fails. IMF is not a central global police or something. I don't think so that they will get any of the escrow. Sorry, but I'm most likely one of the only ones. Yeah, looks like it's hot on your side. Why? They will stop the trade war. Guys, I think today we will make just half an hour. I'm a bit tired and there's not so many questions going on today right now. In the past few days, not really, besides the quantum financial system, which is another idiotic idea. It's live now, a full week. There hasn't been any news I deem worth talking about. And maybe while I talk about that, I can repeat that. I mean, for me, when I did research the superhighway almost 1.5 years ago, from that moment on, it was basically clear for me what will happen. And it's nice to see new banks coming on RippleNet, but rest assured, there is way more institutions, banks and others, maybe even central banks on RippleNet than what we know today. Ripple is not a public company. They don't have any obligation to disclose anything to us. They disclose what they deem see fit for the community to know. And in the end, it's not even us which are their customers, it's the banks. We're freaking collateral, maybe in a good way. Thank you, Jan Christiansen. Well, butterfly trade, that's what basically everyone else who is not believing in 4-digit thinks, that the banks will wait for another year. I literally don't. I don't see the reason why. I showed basically everything. I showed that even at $1,000 per XRP, after maximum 2 years, the system will be kind of cheaper than the current pain in the ass. And every other perspective, I mean, literally give me one perspective why it shouldn't go to 3 or 4 digits this year. Everyone who believes so should give me reasons. We're not talking about speculative price rise. If we're talking about Bitcoin or any other thing, any other digital asset, I totally agree. They will not see 1,000% gains anymore this year. But with XRP, that's a totally different beast. Just the utility will increase the price, and that's something still little few people understand. Toby Yogi. Actually, I literally don't care what Bitcoin is doing. I mean, with all those ecological reasons for how much energy Bitcoin mining is actually burning, I could well see, maybe not this year, but maybe in the middle of next year, that basically all countries worldwide prevent exchanges from selling Bitcoin. And then what do? You have a cold wallet with 500 Bitcoin on it, and you cannot sell it to anyone because no one is allowed to sell it to you or buy it from you anymore. Then it's basically worthless. It'll drop to literally, I mean, zero. That's how I see Bitcoin. But maybe I'm the only one here. Mr. Pace, no, there isn't any SBI VC volume. That's why I believe they're not live yet. Otherwise, they would be listed on any of those coin listing sites. Peter Kobe, I don't know how many banks should be involved. I think it should be just a good overall mix regarding regions like South America, North America, Europe, some countries in Africa, but there we know that South Africa and I think Nigeria and Kenya are kind of not too bad connected via RippleNet and XRP. Then the Middle East, Dubai, Saudi, those countries are basically all more or less ready. India, we know, is more or less ready. Then Southeast Asia, Japan, Philippines, Thailand. I'm pretty sure Australia is connected via RippleNet, even though there is no proof. But there were so many coincidences with this, with Swift and Ripple basically announcing the same corridors within weeks of each other. I cannot believe that this was a coincidence. Basically, literally the only unknown, actually it's two unknowns, Russia and China. I don't know how much Russia is really doing export wise. I mean, I know they have quite some oil and gas and stuff. Other than that, I literally don't know what we buy from Russia. But from China, basically everything we wear or so is from China. So, and for me, that's at least as strategic as SBI. Maybe the problem is there with this trade war with US. Maybe, I mean, some conspiracy theorists might even think that this trade war was on purpose initiated to have even more reasons to go with XRP. I literally don't know. I don't know. Like a birdie, because they're not yet using, like a birdie is asking why we don't see yet volume from all the Indian banks. First, I think this statement from, I think it was a technician from the Indian region, from Ripple. He basically said in a presentation that Xcurrent is the product they're implementing in all banks in India. And I think that was a misinterpretation. I don't think that all Indian banks are having Xcurrent installed. I think he meant in all Ripple customers in India they install Xcurrent. But nevertheless, I'm pretty sure Ripple covers about 50% of the market share there. However, it's the same problem as always. As long as XRP doesn't have high value payments will not go through the system. And can you still hear and see me? It says stream health is good. Lagging, it's lagging. Hold on. The stream is continuing, stream resumed. Can you hear me now again? Is it still lagging? It's okay now. I really don't know what the problem is. I mean, I have even increased a little bit my connection speed, and it still seems to be a problem. And interestingly, just on Tuesday evenings, I think in the German live stream I never had this problem. And usually it starts around 35 to 45 minutes. Edward Furlong. Actually, I've been considering that thought working for Ripple because I really admire their spirit, because they're not doing it for the money. They're doing it because they want to make a dent in the universe, as Navin Gupta once said in a presentation. They're all doing it because they believe in a better world, and that's something I fully could support. However, banking business is not really my core business. I think, I don't know, maybe I'm undervaluing my knowledge. I really don't know. But anyway, I mean, once XRP moons, I mean, I will anyway only do charity work. Like, I will not work for money anymore. nature node. I don't think that it's just competition which will force banks to move to fintech technologies. Actually, it is just competition, but you explain it a little bit negative, that only upon pressure they will go down that road. And I think that's actually totally not the case. Santander is one of the best examples. They have seen the value proposition of faster payments and being closer to the customer years ago. That's why they partnered with Ripple. And the same thinking will happen with other banks. I mean, why do you think Bank of America, one of the largest banks in the world, I think it's in the top 10 of the world's banks list, is RippleNet partner? I mean, they're not stupid. They exactly know what's in it. And if Bank of America knows that many others, I mean, come on, check on Wikipedia or wherever other place you can, the top 50 banks from globally, like worldwide, and then go through that list and check each one which is a known or supposed RippleNet customer, and you can check, I don't know, about 30% of those banks. Don't tell me there is no knowledge about that it's something good. Is it lagging again? It says stream health is okay. Can you hear me and see me? Dave Stegen has an interesting question, if there is any information about XRP and derivatives markets. Well, basically that goes back to another question someone asked earlier. Can it be that no high value payments will go through the system? No, it cannot, because Ripple's vision is internet of value and not internet of small value. And the derivative has a value, and as such the settlement or the payment for such derivative will in due time be settled in XRP. I hope that gives enough answer to your question, David Stegen. Oh. I never heard any inside info, T-Spot. That was a pure joke, that tweet I did about JPM. I was so fed up with all those idiots bragging about they know stuff and how it'll be going, and they, like on Twitter, the more stupid thing you tweet, the more feedback you get, be it as likes, as retweets, or as answers to your tweet. And then I made an experiment and tweeted out that my insider tells me that this someone bought someone has to do with JPM and Ripple, but I didn't really comment in which direction or so. And my theory was well proven. I mean, I received, I don't know, almost hundreds of answers and likes and retweets, It was crazy. And literally, like, all the community tells all the time that Bearable guy and all those riddlers are a pain in the ass. But the more such stuff you give out, the more followers you have. There is another YouTuber, Bearable Bull, I guess, his name, on YouTube. He came onto YouTube, I think, in January this year, and he has 15,000 followers. And on my channel, I'm trying to basically educate and give some serious thinking about some serious questions and stuff, which should be interesting for any interested investor. And I mean, I'm not complaining that I only have 3,000 followers. I'm always stating I prefer to have the quality followers over the idiot cheap. But the point is that the more stupid stuff you put out there, the more followers you have. And no, I don't have inside info. Jan Christiansen, I'm not worried at all about David Schwartz's recent tweet about XRP distribution. I mean, basically he makes this tweet in a time where everyone is talking about this escrow pre-allocation, and literally I think this tweet has nothing to do with this escrow pre-allocation, because escrow is not distributed, and he's clearly talking about XRP distribution. I don't know, maybe the Ripple doesn't, maybe in some corridors the liquidity even at the high XRP price would still not be good enough. I literally don't know. Rohit Kumar, you said that in another live stream already, that there is a blanket ban for crypto in India. However, I think in that other live stream someone else basically confirmed that I think your information was wrong, and he could prove it with some information. That actually for XRP this blanket ban is not really the case, but honestly I cannot comment on that with 100% confidence. Toby Yogi, 25,000 people are watching with you. Are you in a football stadium? Big Short moment. XRP, Andy, no, those are not getting paid by Ripple, those other YouTubers. But I mean, with the exception of Crypto Eerie, for her, I really assume that she's really doing it for more or less the same reason as I'm doing it, just to let the community know about stuff. But don't tell me all the other American YouTubers, maybe with the exception of of Darren Moore, don't do it for the money. Come on, each and everyone has sponsored links to Ledger Nano, whatever other site they put their whatever XRP address for donations. They have advertising. 100% they do it for the money. And in some ways I actually envy them. Not that I don't make the money, but that I basically didn't understand, maybe luckily now, but that I somehow failed to see how one could make money properly. That's not me. I'm not the networking guy. I cannot go into a conference and meet 100 people and exchange business cards and stuff. That's not how I work. I will pick a few having interesting presentations and just talk to them, and that's good enough for me. And this is something I would like to be able to do that much better, but I know I can't, and that's why, just for that reason, I am a bit jealous about them. Not that it's about the money, but that they basically perceive a way to get something out of that. Don't get me wrong, it literally means a lot to me when I receive compliments like from this, what was his name, Jan Christiansen, or others. This is like my fuel, which drives me to put more content out and to have these live streams and such. But seeing how other people do, how they actually make a business out of their research, I could have done that too. I just don't know how, and that's a little bit the thing which makes me a little bit jealous about them. But I'm totally fine with them making money. Going a Jackal, which transactions per second are we at the high TPS right now? Crypto Disco, retail investor will always be able to purchase XRP, but at $1,000 you may, or once it has 4 digits, it'll not make another 1,000,000% profit as it has done or will have done until then. It'll maybe make 200% profit more, or I don't know. You will not see the same amount of gains anymore. So you still will be able to buy XRP, but the profit in percentage will definitely not be the same anymore as you can do today. But what's with the TPS? I mean, each XRP transaction, once it's being recognized on a ledger, and if it's an rapid transaction, it will have at least one XRP ledger transaction. the moment when you buy it at the exchange might not already be a ledger transaction. It might be just within the wallet a new allocation to your destination tag. And then you send it, and then it gives a TPS one transaction on the ledger until the recipient XRP exchange. But there it could well be within, when it's being bought again, within this public wallet from that recipient exchange. It doesn't need to be that it's going to cold storage. Most likely it will not. Exactly, Jan Christiansen. This is the one I knew that basically after 5 minutes reading about the idea from Ripple. I knew this is the one which will make me financially independent. All the money. And with that we will close today slowly. Hold on, we'll only... Thank you, Edward Furlong. Well, that's basically a nice finishing line. I mean, I've been telling that in other live streams and videos where I have received questions, maybe just on responses on comments I received on videos. But guys, everyone, I mean, I literally for the rest of my life, I not need to work anymore, 3 million will be more than enough. It'll even allow me to have almost every year luxurious vacations in whatever place on earth I could imagine. Everything beyond that, not everything, I will surely maybe buy a few houses, maybe for my family or friends, support them a little bit, but all the rest I will just do good stuff with that money, and trust me, there is a lot of good stuff you can do with your money as well. I don't say don't buy a Lamborghini. If that's your dream car, go and do it. You should have some fun. I will also buy stuff. I will not buy Lamborghinis and stuff. My luxury dreams are way smaller. But enjoy, and please do enjoy that wealth you will be receiving, but also pay it forward to others, because the joy you will receive back from them by you supporting them, that's something no money can buy in the world. And with that, I will leave you now in peace. Thank you as always for your patience, for your persistence, for your trust in me, for all your compliments. It's really appreciated. And I want to repeat again, please don't get me wrong when I'm less active on Twitter. It's literally just I'm a little bit tired of all those quantum whatever other idiotic theories going about IMF, escrow pre-allocations and stuff. Even if it's like that, it doesn't help. We're all waiting for a high price, and we know now since about 2 years, no news will change that. Literally the only thing which will change that is once high value payments go through the system. And for me it's clear it'll happen. The only thing which is not clear, we don't know when. that will happen. I'm hoping that it'll be this year. Thank you, everyone. 4 digits.